everybody, and welcome to the best thing on the internet since that little Irish school band released that rap song, The Spark, by Cabin Crew. Check it out if you haven't already. Today we're going to be ranking all relevant solo laners to have ever played in the SPL among the following tiers: GOAT, GOAT Contender, Great, Decent, Minor Fraud, Major Fraud, and Dog Shit. We will have the tiers eventually ordered in roughly the order I have the actual individual players, but yeah. We'll also be doing this for the rest of the roles as we go on. We'll be doing it for jungle, mid, support, ADC. We will not do it for coach because there's no point. Nobody cares about coaches, and you never know what coaches are doing. Yeah. Apart from, you know what Ro's doing? Trying to get his teammates kicked so he can play Cerberus or fucking Yorm in solo. Yeah, there's not enough room in the fraud tier for for all the coaches. All right, let me turn this music down slightly, and we will crack on with the list. I think we just go through in alphabetical order. So, without further ado,
disgusting
take my tempo. Thanks for the 13 months.
Bastard.
Let's go. Anatoly. You might know him better for his stint as a caster for the game of Smite. I think he was a good analyst and a bad caster, is my opinion on Toly. Like when he was interested in stuff, he was good, but I feel like he really fell out of love with the game. But as a solo laner, he was on Team Dignitas with Zapman, Lassus. They had Dare to Care jungle, and who was their support at that point? Someone else will know. It was what's that guy called? Shadowq. Shadowq, yeah. Toly, he played a lot of Ra solo. I feel like he was always the weakest link on that Dig team. So I don't know. That Dig team was pretty good. He was like top 2, 3 most of the time he was playing in the SPL. So I think I'm going to put him in the minor fraud category. There was some minor fraudulence going on, but at the end of the day, he probably just about deserved to be in the SPL. Minor fraud for me, I think. I think at the time, I think if you put him in today's standard, definitely major fraud. But compared to like who was even playing against at the time, I can't even name the players. He was getting dicked on by like Omega and Cyclone Spin probably, but not many other players in the time. Derby was a mid. Anyway, I think he's a minor fraud. I think he just wasn't that good. But at the time, he was fine. He was fine for the team he was playing on. Ooh, next up, Aquarius. Aquarius. The solo laner for what must be perhaps the most dogshit team to ever play in the SPL. The Valks. And I think he was one of the more major problems on that team. He did have some okay periods of his career earlier than that when he was on, I think it was LG. Was it LG or SSG he was on? Where he was playing pretty decent. I think he always had the same fall off. But I do think the song, I'll change this. Here you go, Peking. The song will change. Sorry, YouTube, you can't hear the songs, but I'm getting complained that for them, so we're changing. I think he's joining Toly. He's a minor fraud. He had some okay stints in the SPL, but he had way too long being dog shit in the SPL. I think if it was Valk's era, he's definitely a major fraud. I think his time before the Valk's era drags him up into minor fraud, just barely. I would never put him in decent. He definitely deserves at least minor fraudulence. Next up. Ooh, look at the 2 names. Look at the 3 names we got coming up. Confrey, Divios, and no. We've got Baskin, Benji, Confrey, and then Cyclone, and then Deathwalker, and then Dimmy. Holy shit. Dude, Comfrey's just sitting here. This guy thinks he's part of the team? What's that fucking... Where is this shit? This is fucking... this is fucking Comfrey right now. What is he doing here? What the fuck? Anyway. Baskin. Outstanding player. Outstanding solo laner. Really, really good. Is he great or is he a GOAT contender? Is the question we have to answer here. And I think anybody who has Baskin as their GOAT solo laner is living in fucking La La Land. There is no argument to be made for him being the GOAT. Therefore, he's not a GOAT contender. He's simply great. He's simply great. He's been a really great player over time, but that's where he has to go. He is not a GOAT contender. He's not the... How can you say he's a GOAT contender if you're saying he's not the GOAT? I don't think he's the GOAT. I don't think he's even in the top 3. So how is he a GOAT contender? He's not. Doesn't belong there. Yeah, a lot of NA people also don't know what a fucking kilometer is. Doesn't mean they're right. A lot of NA people also think abortion is... Sorry. Anyway, Benji! We'll sort out the GOAT later. We'll do GOAT contenders, and then we'll do the GOAT at the end. Benji is absolutely a GOAT contender. Comfrey, another... Comfrey. This is... Comfrey, I was speaking to Prime about this recently. Quite a funny story about Comfrey. I can't remember which team it was. Was it Kogakila or something? It was a team with Prime and Nate and Comfrey. Agility? I don't know. It was one of those fucking early teams, like season 2 or season 1. And they went to Worlds and they lost 19 scrims in a row. With Comfrey getting dicked in like every single scrim. At the time, Comfrey only played Aphrodite, Hell, and Ra, I think. I think he only played healers. And he had to totally drop his entire God pool. And he went into the tournament, he played quite well in the end, I think. That was quite funny nonetheless, that happened. For me, he's either minor or major fraud. I don't think he quite makes it into decent. I think is he any worse than Tolly? Is he a similar standard as Tolly? Yeah, he changed to Chak and Osiris only. I think he's a minor fraud. Yeah, he did end... No, wasn't that with someone else, though? I don't think it was Comfrey went ADC then. Maybe it was Comfrey. I feel like it was someone else went ADC and Comfrey was gone. But I'm not sure. He's definitely at least a minor fraud. Cyclone. What a fucking gamer this guy was. If you don't remember Cyclone Spin Solo, maybe go back and watch some videos. There was that old team, Envy team, with Weekend and Cyclone, where Weekend just fed Cyclone essentially every game, and Cyclone would play like Baka solo and just solo people every single time. He was fucking great. And that's where he'll go, in the great tier. He is not a GOAT contender. If anybody is thinking Cyclone is the GOAT of solo, what, because he's shit on console players or something? Did he play solo when he won the console championship? Yeah, he won against Plumbers. Nowhere near the GOAT. Anyway, I think he's about in there. Next up, you know him, you love him, you don't know where he's from. It's Deathwalker. Really innovative solo laner, really fantastic all-round player, consistent. Did cool things, has some of the best highlights of all times, has some of the most iconic games and plays of all time out of solo. I would say Deathwalker is the content king when it comes to solo. The fucking Ares solo, then he play Apwash solo, the fucking Bologna stuff, the tier play. Unbelievable. Of course, he is in the GOAT contender section. Hello, Spine. Welcome on in. Speaking of GOAT contenders, we've got the most polite, handsome solo laner on this list. I'll say it. He is. Beautiful man. I think he did a lot of unsung work for the NRG team. I think a good example is Season 3, Worlds. The reason why Dimmy got so piped by Variety that Worlds, by the way, was because we were giving Variety TP and giving Twig Hog, which meant that Variety just naturally got ahead and naturally dominated the lane. And Dimmy still came out of those games and did so much work in late. He was absolutely ridiculously good at Smite. He had these crazy undying streaks. He could play pretty much anything. I think it was season... Everybody was 6, season 3, I want to say. And Dimmy goes in to the GOAT contender section. Fantastic. Okay. Divios. People that know the story of what happened to Divios at the end of his career. I can't remember what team it was, but he was scrimming on a team. And someone was like to him, it was Splice, and someone was like to him, I think it was Sino said to him, you're not even trying, you're inting this game. And he was like, you think I'm inting? I'll show you fucking inting, and just like ran into the tower and died in a scrim. And then got kicked and then never made it back onto another team, I don't think. It was something along those lines. That team imploding was fucking crazy. Anyway, that Splice Worlds run, he was unreal, actually. Him fucking soloing Xaylia when Xaylia was 2 levels up and he was playing, and Divios was playing Geb, will haunt my dreams forever. Fuck me. That hurt me. But I think Divios goes into the great tier. I do think he's pretty great. I think he is lower than Baskin, around Cyclone. Yeah, I like him. Well, I mean, I don't really know him personally. But yeah. Maybe we should get rid of Decent. I feel like I'm never going to put anyone in Decent. You're either great or you're a fucking fraud. We'll see. He could go in Decent tier, but I think he's great. I think he's better than Decent. Maybe this should be good. All right. Do you want me to change it to good? I don't know if I can do that right now. Can I just... Hackerman. That means I don't have to go out of here and re-edit the template and keep going. Anyway. Hackerman. Ducky. Now, hands up if you love Ducky. I love Ducky. We all love Ducky. Hands up if you ever saw Ducky on a team that placed above 6th place. Hounds? Nah, they don't count. He was wearing a Hounds jersey in that. Yeah, that was the split. That was before they got rid of Coast. And then where were they after that? 7th or 8th? Whose fault is it the team collapsed, Coast? Just wondering. Anyway, Ducky is a minor fraud. He's a minor fraud. He's been on bad teams the whole time he played. He never got picked up by a good team because he wasn't better than the other solo laners. And on a lot of those teams, even though he should have, I think he had the potential to be a good player, he sacrificed himself for the team way too much instead of being selfish, and that was bad for the team. And it just meant he got piped in lanes all the time. And so he's a minor fraud. He's a minor fraud. Yeah, we do kind of need a who the fuck is NQ tier. Anyway, NQ. Where am I putting NQ? I don't know. I'm looking for some direction on this one. Why is Ataraxia on this list? Because he only played like half a split or something and he played Sylvanas. Same reason Emily2 is not on the list. That's CBA with people that don't matter. I think NQ is probably a minor fraud. Ooh. Anyway, he's just here to make up the numbers. Do we put him in major fraud just to make the tier list look a little bit more spread? I think Fine OK is great. We might do some reorganization of this tier list as we go. I can hear the YouTube chat screaming at me to do it now as we go. Is it time? Let me have a look at the rest of the list and make sure that Yeah, I do think we need to move... Some of these players could end up in good. I'll decide as I go. But okay, great. He's been one of the kings of consistency, one of the winningest players to never win a world championship. He has great regular season performances, pretty good tournament performances. He's a great player. He's a great player. That's weird. Hello, Vazam V. We see your name. He can't be below Dimi? How not? Dimi was way more dominant over the 2 seasons where he won everything than Fine OK was over his seasons where he didn't win everything. I think. Dimi was fucking crazy. I don't think you're remembering like season 2 and 3 very well if you think that Dimi doesn't deserve to be in GOAT contender. Like, holy. Game Hunter. Maybe the man with the second... Does he have the most iconic play in Smite history? Is Deathwalker's tier play more iconic than the Vamana pentakill? You know what? We're watching it. We're watching it.
This could be Death's Gloves. This could be Bloodforge.
R.I.P.
You know, it's at this point, he's got enough room to farm if he wanted to go Death Gloves. He certainly could. There's a Blake initiation. Cataclysm, Cube Fred thrown to the back.
Look at the spec there.
He's still alive.
Detours.
Judgment has been brought down.
Glasses cooking.
Cubo goes down already.
Oh, but Lashes is going to pay for this. He's gone too far. Fearless is going to be good.
Anatoly's playing fucking Ra, by the way. As I said.
How did he escape?
Oh my god, look at his face.
The best on no legs. The Game Hunter on
giant legs. Iconic cast. Knock up Sun Wukong too. Oh my god.
He's got the kill. Go for Shadow Q. The pentakill. Pentakill. There's a pentakill.
Now they're gonna group up. They're going for
legendary play. Legendary play. Legendary play. And at the time, he was pretty great, in my opinion. I think Game Hunter at the top of his game at the very start of Smite was pretty good. I think he maybe even belongs in great over good. He's not a GOAT contender, no way. He's either good or great, and I think he's great. Just because for his time, he was great. Haddix gets a special... I don't know why I went for like a slightly different picture for Haddix. I think his esports page maybe didn't have a good pick, so I've just gone with this. Haddix is also great. I think... I actually really rate Haddix. I think he's a really good player. And... yeah. I really think he was almost underrated for his time in the league. He was such a consistent player, individually played very, very well all the time. Did great stuff. Yeah, I think Haddix and Baskin are on the same level. I agree. I actually think Haddix maybe was... I think Haddix was maybe better than Baskin in the last couple seasons. I do like it. I'm a big Haddix fan. Remove the good tier? No, we'll use it at some point. Anyway, iCreed. We've got these tiers as well. A Philip DeFranco list? That's fucked up. iCreed, I actually think might be a major fraud. He might be our first entry in the major fraud section. I feel like that Pappy's team had a lot of potential. But Creed in solo, I think when they replaced Creed with Julio at some point, the Spanish Armada got a lot more powerful. iCreed, major fraud. Ooh, hardcore. Hardcore. Does he go into great as well? He's definitely not in GOAT contender. No way you think he's in GOAT. You think he's up there with these three? I think he's just great. Yeah, he didn't play enough, I think. No, what? Right. Listen to this, chat. Would you ever, if you spoke to someone and they said Hardcore is the GOAT solo laner, and you weren't a racist North American rank player, what would you say? You would not. You would be. What do you mean you wouldn't be mad? Of course you'd be mad. But he didn't play more solo. It would be wrong. I'm putting him in great. He belongs in great. We'll reorganize the tier. Hang on. Let me reorganize. I'll put him over here. And then I'm going like this. This. I'm going something like this, maybe. Actually, Livius was kind of crazy. Something like this. I was Game Hunter there because in his era, he was the best player in solo. He might have been the best player in the world. He was nuts. All right. Next up, Julio. Now, Julio may have said some things about a house and some, like a bomb or whatever, but he was good. He's made it. It's a useful tier. Good player. Good player, in my opinion. Definitely not great. I would say he wasn't frauding at the time. Ducky is better. SK Ducky? Or Valk's Ducky? Or Hound's Ducky? Yeah, Ducky was SPL for like 6 years and got cooked for 6 years, Nika. What do you mean? At least he was SPL? Yeah, bottom. Julio had to get banned to get out of the... Well, he's probably going to get kicked anyway, but mostly because he got banned. Yeah, I know. All right. Next up, Kiki. Kiki was like slightly below average, I'd say. Minor fraud. Let's definitely say minor fraud for Kiki. Not that much to say about him. He was always like the worst player on most of the teams he was on. Never really carried games. Nice person. I really liked Kiki. Yeah, minor fraud. Maniac. He's good. He's good for sure. Teamed with him. Very consistent. He went through periods where he was verging on great. Mostly when it was like an Osiris Bellona meta. But most of the time, he was consistent, did his job. Not as impressive as all the guys in the tier above him, I would say. Was Maniac a better Omega? I think at the time where they were battling, Maniac was better than Omega, but Omega, well, we'll see where we get to him. We'll see. All right, Nika. Now, we've got to average up over Nika's career, okay? He's been in the SPL since he was like 17, 18. Remember? A lot of dog shit in his time. The question is... I mean, if Haddix is great, Nika's great. That's the end of the story. I think he goes like here. He's great. He's great. I won't mess around. He's great. Ooh. No Numbers is an interesting one. I think No Numbers is somewhere around good, I do. He was really good at the stuff he played. He played stuff like Jing Chen a lot. Was impressive on that. They only really played triple Guardian, double Hunter comps, but he always looked good. For the what was the team called? Was it it weren't called Elevate at that time. It was a Cherio Jermaine Dardes team. With Death Panner. It was Elevate. Yeah, it was Elevate with Death Panner. Anyway, he goes in good tier. I don't know. I didn't include Shing. And Mao's as well. Yeah, he was also in Mao's.
You
yeah, he was a great Jing Chen.
Little bastard.
Ammo, thanks very much for the 39. Welcome back. Above Ducky? Yeah. At the time, he was better than Ducky. When they were both playing in the league at the same time, who was better? The answer is no numbers. Oh, how did I miss Mogao? Dude, I can't be bothered adding Mogao at the last minute. What did I downloaded some picture. Rip it off like a band-aid. Rip it off like a band-aid. Oh. Dog shit. Dog shit. It's not his fault. He was playing dog shit characters. He was playing individually terribly. Couldn't even get himself over to the States. Yeah, he was playing dog shit individually as well, Coast. That support went unbeaten in the first split. How can it be the support's fault? Yeah, that doesn't make him not dog shit, Coast. He played dog shit. He's in the dog shit tier. That's where he has to go. He was so bad. What was season 9, Connor? It wasn't in the SBL. Jake, Alice. Anyway. He's in dog shit. It's where he belongs. Sorry. Omega. I think Omega was comfortably the best solo laner in NA for quite a while, so he has to go in great tier. There's no way he can go anywhere else. What I would say is do not look at his Twitter. He might be the Smite player who has gone the furthest off the deep end out of anybody, which is really impressive, because we've had a lot of people go off the deep end. I would say more than Arco, yeah. The worst, yes. He will. I don't think it's so bad that it's not funny. Okay, and I'm gonna say this. He like stalked his therapist and got like his therapist's website like tattooed on his arm and stuff like that. It's like fucked up. It's really like not good. It's like fucked. It's like he's gone so far off the deep end that it's not funny. And you know who he's really into? Elon Musk. So it just goes to show. Yeah, it's fucking insane. Was he in the army? I think he was for a bit, yeah. I think he was in the. Was he not in the army before Smite? Maybe I made that up. I feel like, yeah, before Smite, yeah. Anyway, Relentless one. I don't really know how he's made it onto this list. Much more relevant as an SCC player. Could have made the jump up in a lot of points, I think. It was really hard to find a picture of him, but I did find one eventually. I was tempted to just use a picture of Gino, but I did find a picture of Nick. He's a minor fraud. Oh! I don't know if he was ever SBL. Maybe we should remove him from the list. Do you think he's a remove from the list moment? I thought he was some way. Hang on. Yeah, he was never SBL. He's gone. Consider him gone. Where the fuck did I put him? I put him back on the end. Okay, he's gone. Was this XL? It's my magic sheet. Don't worry about it. Scary D. Can a major fraud win 2 Smite World Championships? Yeah, you'll be on it as well, Angry. It shows just all comp players and the teams they played on, basically. No, he absolutely cannot be a major fraud. He wasn't. He also, like, for most of his career, he wasn't that bad. Well, I mean, regular season, he was pretty much always bad. But he showed up when it mattered, and when he tried, he was at least good, if not great. Where do we put him? I think over his career, he winds up as a minor fraud. Oh my god. I can't put him in this, like, look at this tier. None of these guys ever won a fucking... Did any of these guys win a, like, set at Worlds? He has to go into good, I think. He can't be there. I know. He has to go good. Comfrey went to finals? Yeah, I mean, he got carried. Sibby. How many of you remember Sibby? Sibursky Plavak was his ranked name when he was a Loki main, way back in the day. Remember that? Sibby, he was true Sun Wukong one trick? He was a Sun Wukong one trick. He teamed with Johnny for a long time. Him and Johnny were very good friends back in the day. And I think a lot of Sibby's competitive career may have been influenced by that friendship in some ways. I think Sibby was all right. I think he was all right. Probably like a minor fraud. Minor fraud, I think, Sibby. Snakeskin. Now, who remembers Snakeskin tier? I do, kinda. That's all I can say about this guy. Do we even rank him? That's all I've got. All I've got is I remember him playing tier. Listen, Ozzy, you were still in your mother's womb when this guy was playing Smite. Yeah, it wasn't that good. It was a cool name. Does he make it into the list? I think he makes it into the list to make it, okay. Salt. Ooh. I think he's great. I think he's great. He has to be.
You disgusting limp dick little
Popsy, thanks for
bastard.
the 47. He doesn't make it. It's SPL only. I think Salt makes it. I think Salt's around Haddix tier in a lot of ways. He's like similar to Haddix in his peaks and his consistency. Maybe slightly higher highs, but also absolutely lower lows. Yeah, I'm going to put him about here. I'm going to put him here. We'll mix it up. Man, the great tier is going to be so saturated. Uzzy. Minor fraud. Minor fraud. Bomb tier? Alright, I'll put him in. Is he that bad? Is he major fraud, you think? He wasn't that bad, was he? See, I can't put him that, like, the reason I can't put him low is because everyone says I have an El Leon anti-biased because he's bigger and more muscular than me. So if I put him too low, everyone will get mad at me again and beat me up in my YouTube comments. I'll put him there. We'll put him in major fraud. It was Nika made the decision, not me. Hands up. Where's Deathwalker? He's there. I am scared, dude. What if Leon types a YouTube comment on my video while driving a car, while doing Smite timers, while having sex with my mother? Then what am I gonna do? My career will be over. Anyway, variety. He's great. Is he the player on this list with the most longevity? I think so. I think so. Surely the most SPL, the most solo SPL games of any player on this list has to be Variety, right? And I don't think it's even close. I think he probably has like 30 to 50 more games than anyone else. What's happened to Kona? That's what I was asking the entire time he was in the SPL, Bevy. Absolutely shitting it up. I fucking somebody go back and watch Connor's entire SPL career and find me a game where he wasn't dog shit. iCreed, oh yeah, I meant to mention this when I was doing iCreed. What a handsome bastard, huh? What a handsome fucking bastard. You could tell me that this guy is playing for like the Spain national team, and like, you know, sleeping with supermodels every week. I'd be like, yeah, probably. Where's Benji? He's there. He's on the list where he belongs. We'll move things later. Don't worry about it. Walrus. Hang on, I actually want to pull this up. This is so... I saw this while I was getting his picture. What a fucking bizarre Smite Esportspedia page. Marvin and the Moose. They won something. Okay. With his new lineup, Walrus managed to qualify for the SPL Season 2 NA with a surprise victory over Team Eager in the Week 3 of the qualifiers. Enemy was seen as a weak team, with most fans agreeing that Eager should have made it instead of Enemy. They went on to prove this by beginning to lose all of their games. Disappointed, Walrus left the team later that month, joining Denial Esports as their solo laner for the fall season much later. Despite his higher up position, Denial, which had been a perpetual middle of the pack team, did not change much in ranking. Walrus's pay was heavily defined by Bologna and Sun Wukong, with his performance being generally average. It's fucking brutal. As the bottom seeded team, Walrus received many losses, many of which were not his fault. Despite this very dismal outcome, towards the end of this stint on Noble Esports, Walrus began to improve dramatically. Professional players, casters, and fans began to reach a consensus. He was the next big solo laner. A bold prediction indeed. Walrus joined Super Team in memory of Gabe before Season 4, with his performance and win rate rising dramatically. What a gamer. What a fucking sick esport. Nas is his favorite rapper. Alright, I respect it. He doesn't like toppings on his pizza, but loves pepperoni. Newsflash, idiot. Pepperoni is a fucking pizza topping, you clown. Jesus Christ. Fuck this guy. He's out. Anyway, minor fraud. Is he a major fraud? Well, we might need to do some reorganization of this as we go. Wolfie, 2032, was a good tier player once upon a time. He streamed a lot. And honestly, for the amount he played the game, was impressively average the entire time he played. Impressively average. Mando, you didn't make it. I'm sorry. Your one split wasn't enough. I have more memory of your Hachiman ADC than I do of your solo. Your Hachiman ADC was pretty good, though. I don't wanna. I'm not adjusting the list. The only person who might get added in is fucking Mogao, because he has to. Wolfie is either a minor or major fraud. I actually think he could... Minor or major fraud? I'm putting him in minor fraud. Mogao, Shing, Meerkat, Marauder. Yeah, we are missing all of those, it's true. Zalia. Another one of my ex-teammates that I have to rank. I liked Zalia. I think he was fairly consistent. I actually don't think he was consistent. I think he had metas where he was good and metas where he was not particularly good. And for the most part, he was a lower tier player on his team. And so he's a minor fraud. He fell off pretty hard. Yeah, he kind of was good in that same period where Cyclone was good, where you could just play like Bakasura and solo and kill people. And then when things got... You think he's good? He's definitely not great. Yeah, I guess, you know what? If no numbers is in good, he's in good, right? That adds up. And we're ignoring Relentless One. Okay, let me reorganize these tiers slightly. Let's have a think about it. We'll move Snakeskin into Major Fraud because no one remembers him well enough to tell me otherwise. We'll move Ducky. Oh, it's so tempting to just move Ducky and Aqua down. Yeah, he was really good for a bit. And the Paradigm, there was that season where Paradigm were the best team. He was really, really good. Oh, and by the way, Benji is the GOAT. There's no, I don't think there's much discussion to be had on Benji versus Deathwalker versus Dimmy. It's Benji. He's the GOAT. God King Emperor. In the Major Fraud section. All right, is there anyone else I need to move around? Let me order these tiers. I do not think Hardcore is better than Baskin, actually. Or Variety. It's just my... Or Final K. He's around Nika tier. In my opinion. He's actually after Nika. He's above Divios. Salt is also above... Is Salt above Divios? Maybe. I also think Cyclone moves down a bit. He was very good, but I don't think I can put him above these two. Where does he go? Does he go here? He was very, very good at the time. But it was a plumber time. Like Game Hunter was very, very good at his time. It was plumber era. Game Hunter could as well, Nika. You see his pentakill? Fine, okay, better than Variety? Yeah, probably. Something like this. Variety did have probably the lowest lows. Well, some of the lowest lows in this tier. Maybe not as low as Omega. But he's been around for so long and had so many unreal performances. Yeah. No, Sam, don't shoot. Don't take him out. You think Variety is the closest to GOAT? I think he's been really, really good for a long time, but he's also had some really tough times. I mean, it's similar to especially over the last few years. He's had those similar, like, Twig-esque, just unbelievably dog shit, like, entire phases. So he does he has had unbelievable highs as well, but you gotta take into account his lows also. In the good list, I think Scary has to go to the top of that, and Maniac. Julio might be at the... yeah, I think I'm putting Julio and No Numbers about the same, and the other three above them. This one, we'll move Ducky over here. Comfrey, and I mean, who cares? We'll move Walrus down, just for fun. Move him to the top of Major Fraud. He also coached Scarabs, yeah, but let's not judge him on that. All right, I think I'm happy. What do you think, chat? What are you most mad about? Have to split this great tier up? Do you think we do? Can we do that? Scary does not have more. Oh, we're watching it. Where is it? Oh. Oh.
Well, that was game one. We'll see what happens when we turn the page to game number two. I am going to say personally, hopefully King Arthur's banned. I don't doubt him.
Is all by his lonesome here on
This
this
is legendary.
and he does defend it
This
successfully
is
against
one of my
Variety.
He's able
favorite.
to grab it, and
One of my
they've got a target
favorites.
up in the air in the form of Trixtank, but they don't follow up immediately, so he's still healthy.
All right.
But the dunk
Here we
back
go.
down is good.
1v4.
There's nowhere for
They're
that Tira to
all
go,
full
And
HP.
Anistor finds the kill. Now Variety is pushed up entirely on
Look
his own.
at this.
King Arthur's good, but can he 1v4? Maybe he can. He's going right to the carry in the backside, but Veninu
Oh, what a poke.
is going
Awful
to
by
fall.
Ven.
Variety somehow gets a
By the
kill
way,
on all
Aquarius
that
is
to
playing
at least
Bacchus
take down the
solo
bird.
here.
They're still trying to bring down Variety, but it's going to take them a while
Wow.
because these guys are
That
all
guy's
out
not
of mana.
fraud.
They're going to have to disengage.
What?
Anistor's going to end up falling as well. But now Variety's got backup. It's just going from bad to worse here for Space Station.
Look at his camera, he's laughing. Variety is in tears after he somehow gets 2 kills in the 1v4 on King Arthur, man. When he's got that Glad Shield done, this
Legendary.
guy is so difficult to fight. And
3-0.
like you said, they didn't have much
He's
mana, they didn't have their
fucking
cooldowns.
giggling the
They committed
whole
so much
time.
to taking down Trixtank. Variety can't believe it, man. He's laughing.
When you watch a King Arthur
Quality stuff.
1v4 your team, you do have to start to
Anyway. Legendary. Legend. Wait for it. Derry. More of a London Derry? No, I'm not. Anyway. Are we happy? I think I'm happy. I think we could have some more. So you want me to split this up? Great, good, decent? You want? Yeah, I don't know. I just put him there. He should have really been in minor fraud. He was in minor fraud originally, and I moved him down because the major fraud list was looking awfully empty, Wubbin. That's the honest truth. That's the honest truth. Splitting up trash cans with garbage cans? What do you mean? 6? Is that like you saying 6 and 2 3s? 6.5 a dozen? Rafi, stop hitting me with your tail, bro. But we really want to have another tier? All right, we can have another tier. I'll move. I'll just make decent. Oh, fuck. And this one's going to be good. All right. And I guess we do... I don't feel great about having Salt and Haddix in good tier rather than great tier. It feels a bit harsh. Can we have great? Can we change them to great and really great? That what if I do? Great? Really great. Alright, that's better. That makes me feel better about it. Yeah, Omega's great. I think I have Salt and Haddix as really similar level of quality players for me. I think Haddix for some reason doesn't get as much credit as Salt does. I don't know. I think this is mostly around my SPL players, so maybe it's something I don't know. But from watching it, maybe he's more of a selfish player. But from watching his teams, I thought he was really great. I thought Salt and Haddix were really, really similar among like the whole times they were playing. Salt did win things, and Haddix didn't win things. That's true. I guess. Salt didn't win much, though. He went to Worlds Finals on Super Teams. Haddix was stuck with Old Man Barracuda. Fucking dragging him back down to 7th place. What do you want him to do? Then he had Old Man Zapman after that. Which old man was holding Ducky back? Yeah, Old Man Zapman, Cyclone. They picked you? They picked us? That was a draft diff? That was actually a coaching differential, perhaps, allowing them to pick a team that they were going to lose to? Dog shit coaching. Who was their coach at the time? Wasn't... Oh, was it Hoxie? Fuck, I can't shit talk Hoxie. That's fucked. He won Worlds. I didn't. Anyway, fucking idiot. All right. Not having Deathwalker. Obviously, Deathwalker's in GOAT contender tier. Legend of the scene. I think I'm happy. Do I need to... Let me see if I can... Can I do this? Hang on a sec. I don't know if I can save it and then re-edit it with an extra thing added. Let's see what I can do. I want to do this. Oh fuck! It's not gonna be transparent, is it? Whatever. It's too late. It's too late. Is it too late? It's not really too late. I can do it. Oh. Alright, I'll show you what I'm doing. Oh god. Oh fuck! It's the wrong Mogao. Fuck you! I fucked it. It's over. It's over. I'm not doing anything. Where's can I? All right, Mogao goes in the minor fraud tier. I don't know how I can fix this. Can I fix this? I definitely can, can't I? Mogao. There you go. Alright, it's good enough. Or is he going decent? No, he's definitely a minor fraud at least. Mogao when Hades isn't... You know what? He might even be a major fraud. He's a major fraud, I'll say it. He is a major fraud. He couldn't play anything except Hades. He was so bad. Oh, he was funny. Does Aqua go to decent? Absolutely fucking not. If anything, he moves down. You know who might... Anatoly is the closest, I think, to going to decent here. But I do think he's a minor fraud. Sorry, John. I didn't mean to come at you like that. Alright. I'm gonna go take a piss. I think we've pretty much made it. We can... Oh, should we spin a wheel to decide who to do next? Alright, we'll spin a wheel in a sec to decide who to do next.